Fast small business loans up to $5 million and above. Bad credit, good credit business loans, and much more. I will be getting into this video. Even 0% interest funding. Hi, my name is Michael with Viral Funding Solutions. I'm a business funding expert, or in other words, business loan broker expert, who's been able to help a lot of business owners attain the right type of financing. And in this video, I have a document and a treat for you where I will be showing you some examples that I go through. And I've done some of this in the past. I'm going to move some numbers around too in these examples and show you why you are and not qualifying. And I'm going to go through these 3 C's of capital that I go through with each and every client: credit, cash flow, collateral. You either have one of these 3, 2 of these 3, all 3, or none of them. And if none of them, we work on business credit, trade credit, as a startup and as a non-startup. But before we go into this document, what you should know is I have a lot of business owners who get disqualified more than they do get qualified. And whether that happens at the pre-qualification stage or the next step, and then in final underwriting, they get closed. There are a lot of reasons why you will or somebody else gets declined more than approved. Let's just face it. I want you to put yourself in my shoes. I get files every single day. Business owners generating millions upon millions a month, per year. 500,000 a month, 500,000 a year, 350,000, 100,000, 0. Startups to non-startups to SBA financing, that's credit, cash flow, collateral based, to just collateral based. You have the revenue based, which is just revenue, income, cash flow based financing, credit based, personal loans, personal lines of credit, personal credit cards, and or business credit cards. And I want to finally dig into things that people are not showing you or sharing with you enough on this platform and in other places. So let me get into this document. Give me 1 second. So here I have this document that looks familiar. I'm going to speed through this with your guys' energy and time here. And 100,000 to 30,000 business loan offers and more, plus 0% interest for 6 to 18 months and up to 150K and more. End of month offers. I'm not going to go into all these things, but battling the right expectations, making sure you have them set right, giving feedback, be open-minded, and be patient. Those are the big 3 that I ask for a lot of people. Is if you're going to get started with me, please be open-minded. Please allow for feedback, and that comes as a response. That filters from accountability and responsibility. And please be patient. I've learned these things through personal development, running my other businesses in digital marketing and agency, lead generation. I have them in the affiliate health space, affiliate marketing, other ventures there, others here. And then this is my primary focus as a business loan broker expert. And I'm not going to bore you guys with the math and all that in this video on how everything all works and how in business you should know your numbers, but that could be for another time. And so I'm going to go into an example here. This is a questionnaire that you guys can submit on my site. And let me quickly show you what that will look like. There is one for real estate financing. So let me flip screens over. I think this is the one. That's the wrong screen. Cancel that. I was in the StreamYard. So this is my real estate form. Whether you're looking for traditional real estate financing, it's towards property, you have a rehab project as well, and the funds are associated with the purchase. You have a refinance situation, a commercial property, foreign nationals, fix and flips, rental properties, whatever those needs are. I'll have this form down below in the description. There are about 10 questions to answer, or more or less, with an addition. And then any additional notes. I'm probably changing this to describe your request to be mandatory. I just want to know exactly what your expectations are. What are you trying to do? What are the rate and term expectations? How much do you already know? Are you an experienced investor? What's your credit? How much time in business, or how long have you been doing this for? What's the property evaluation? Is it low? Is it high? In what areas? These are the things that I have and know, and I've been doing this for a long time, and I work with the best lenders. If you guys submitted this, I'll get back to you. Don't worry. I have been quite flooded recently. And let me show you another one. Give me 1 second. This one will be down below in the description. We'll prime some examples from this today, but please select from the 2 buttons, one of them, which is the right one. The page can look like that, more or less. And then click here. And then get the funding your business needs, and make sure you read this. A lot of people just go here and just go, I don't want to read it. Just go here. Make sure you read it, guys. I'm not going to spend this video giving you guys tough love. It's quite exhausting, honestly. to go into that right now. I've been doing it for quite a bit for some people earlier today, individually. Some people just don't get it. People who are, I get it. You're stressed out and all of this, and you're just trying to figure things out. But I got you. And a lot of people, they just cause more problems and headaches for themselves. Secondly, it could be caused to me, and I just don't need that. And so here you can see from name all the way down to please describe your financial needs. So make sure you fill that out, and then you'll come to a thank you page, and there'll be likely a video there to watch. If it's changed over time, it'll look different, but you should get done in less than a minute. Literally, you can give me some estimates, but be around the range and be as accurate if you can. And just go through that, make sure you fill it out, and then I'll get you a very personalized and customized email response on your best funding options. And it might be an email and it might be in PDF formats, just depending on how fast I move along in processes. So that'll be there. Let me move back into this document though. Give me 1 second. So down here, this is what I'm assessing every single day. And we're 6 minutes in. I'm going to try to keep it underneath 15 minutes. I can't stress this out enough, guys. I do this every day for one. Two, I get clients of all shapes and sizes, industries, and I'm very grateful and thankful. You are bound to get disapproved more than you get approved. From my end, like I said before this, you think you've seen something and you think you've seen, there's an alarm. Even till this day, some things change on my end. But it's not that. It's that a client necessarily doesn't read over, doesn't even watch over, or doesn't even communicate over something that they are supposed to be. And then when we get to an application stage, not even they get past through the pre-qualification, let alone they get past that, and they weren't honest, or they didn't share this, or hey, it's so obvious, it's so common sense that you won't get approved if you have high debt to income ratio, and we're trying to do credit utilization, or we're trying to work on any kind of creative credit-based financing service. And if we're trying to do revenue-based, you won't qualify. Why don't you qualify? Why don't you qualify for collateral? Why? There's so many reasons outside of just going through a bank that if you come to this space, man, it is night and day. And it could be quite exhausting from my end, but I'm very diligent and punctual, and I'm very good about my energy and time. So here is an example. I removed names, I moved some numbers around, but for this one, you see name removed, email removed, phone number removed. This business owner here is wanting, what is that, $1 million I put? $1 million. They have time in business, years or months, 13 years, credit 640, FICO, Experian credit is normally what I'm asking for there. Business credit established, do they? Okay. What other FICO scores do they have? Do they have 670 and above? I have an updated questionnaire now, but what do they have? Do they have business scores of 670 plus? There's a few other forms, but okay. Yes. No, that tells me a lot. A business credit established? Yes. Okay, they do. They can tell me how much they have. Normally, people don't go on and tell me, but I could then ask, do you have any business liquid credit? Do you monitor your credit? Do you even know if it's been reporting accurately? Do you know if something is inaccurately reporting? Ownership percentage, what is that? Lowest monthly revenue in the last 90 days, 30,000. Okay, they have revenue. They have the credit. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Here, since we would have stated that, this would have to be 670 for this to law to apply, or this rule to apply. This one, excuse me. Latest monthly revenue, average monthly revenue, average daily bank balance. And this form is subject to change. There have been some adjustments. But here, look, I'm asking you these things so I can understand better. I know how to pre-underwrite these files and what the best lenders and underwriters are looking for. So my final assessment on this is if they have strong enough credit, we can try to do creative credit-based financing. This person here likely is not going to want a medium to high rate. Get that out of here. And I get it. If I were in your position too, I wouldn't want it. But if it's the only thing that makes sense and it's going to help you increase your revenue, and how fast it'll increase your revenue, shorter term, will it be something also longer term? Those are the things you need to look at. I have contracts in place. Okay, I'm going to use it towards contracts. How much can I get? Boom, 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 boom. Okay, they have this there. Term length expectation. When do they need the funds? ASAP. Let's just say general contractors or industry. Name removed. Need a warehouse built, tools and supplies for new jobs, billboards, marketing, 25% for marketing, 50% used for tools and supplies. Okay, so I'm just doing some numbers here. So I'm doing some approximates. But let's look at another one. And I can go on these forever. And here's another example. 20,000 they want, 7+ months time in business. Credit. Okay, they gave me what they have. They could have 680, they can have 700. I did some of these examples in the past, so I had to move things. But business credit, none. Okay, no revenue. There's just 7 months in pre-revenue startup phase. Auto repair industry. Okay, we can do something if they have the right credit. Do they have 680 plus FICO Experian or 700 plus is best? Do they have 670 and above on all 3 consumer credit bureaus? That dictates what lender I can go and associate them with. All right, and then other key factors. So this is a determination of their credit, less of their time in business, more of their annual or adjusted gross income, annual income, making sure it's around 35, if not 50,000, and verifiable by pay stubs, W-2. They have personal tax returns, at least mandatory 2 years if self-employed. Now here we go through this option, we find out, and I know how to pre-underwrite these guys. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. I just want to show you guys this, but I'm running these scenarios in my head every single day. As of I'm making this video, I just had another submission. So I'm going to spend time. It's 12:33 Pacific Standard Time. I got to go back into these questionnaires and do at least 10 to 15 of them. And they take me some time to do. So if I'm looking at credit, cash flow, collateral, and I'm looking at business credit, where do you align? How many of you are just so like, oh, there's a business line. I got another YouTube video that says business line of credit. I just sent out a broadcast. And this is exactly proves my point. I sent out a broadcast with a higher open rate. And why is that? Why was there a higher open rate? Maybe not so much of a click-through rate. Because, thank you for asking. Because the subject title, the body of that email, but the subject title more. I sent out a recent broadcast on an SBA EIDL rise or SBA EIDL increase, not to fool anybody, not to depict or to, hey, a bait and switch. No, if you would have read into that email a little bit, it would have said, hey, there's these EIDL loan increase alternatives. But I've looked in my email inbox today, let alone a lot, and those responses I keep getting are, let me get it. Where can I get an EIDL increase? I called the SBA. I'm like, why are you calling the SBA? But you said, no, I didn't say that. Did you not read that email? And I'm not sounding, I don't want to be aggressive. I'm not like that. I'm not aggressive. I'm not a negative person at all. And I don't want to be that person. I'm an introverted, caring person, Libra. I'm not like this. But a lot of people are just like pushing those boundaries. And it's like, you know what you're doing. Why are you doing that? You just put extra energy and time to do something. You're trying to get something that won't work. Why are you still trying to do that? Why haven't you worked on your personal and business credit? But I'm not going to get into all the reasons why and this and that right now. Just know that there's personal and business credit. How many of you in here have worked on your personal and business credit? How many of you know that your business credit weighs heavily in your credit worthiness to getting an SBA 7A loan? See how many hands didn't go up? I'm on the only one here. Got 2 hands. SSN only loans, EIN only loans. Good luck. Like, be honest with yourself. What is the real issue? What is the real issue? What is the major problem you are dealing with right now that does not require funding? What's the major issue? Well, but I need funding in my business to be able to do this. No. You need your personal credit to be able to do that. But I have this and this and that. Okay, I get it. What have you done? Nothing. I just let it sit. Okay, now we're going to have to wait another year or 2 for you to be eligible for this. Can you get a credit partner who can apply with their own individual credit to take on that debt and help you? Guarantee it. and later on transfer it over when you're eligible to somehow, some ways. I can show you guys as many of these questionnaires as I can, and there's a lot of them, but I'm going to end it here. I just showed you a few. If you go down that document, many more examples. Or I can look at it and go, even without asking for collateral up front, that's something that I can go over with you on the back end. And it's not those of you who have bad credit, nor is it exactly those of you who have good to excellent credit, nor is it those of you who have low, high revenue. Again, what it comes down to at the end of the day is, how do you manage your personal finances? How do you manage your own personal credit? How do you manage your own business finances? Those are the two like starting and end points. And then everything in between is you working your business. I get it. You're so concentrated on that building, that commercial building, that construction project. I get it. And I can do the rest of it. But you haven't even done half of the lifting. You haven't even done anything that shows me that they're going to approve you. If I'm going to look at your soft credit pull with the soft pull, and I'll look at these credit reports myself, and I'll look at them also with my team. Credit accounts, charge-off, like closed accounts with remaining balances and not enough revolving accounts. And I'm like, it's just another thing and another thing. And I know from my side, it gets, not the word frustrating, but because I'm so used to this now, but it gets very disjointing seeing people getting decline. But the silver lining is that you can do something about it. If you can't do something directly now, but you need the funding now, can you leverage your resources? Are you resourceful? You don't have the resources, but are you resourceful? Everybody should be. You're a business owner. Entrepreneurs like myself, we're very resourceful. If I can't find a way to get this done, I will find one. It might not be the most attractive. I'm going to do it in silence. I won't do it being aggressive. I won't do it being negative. I won't be doing it going to bankers and telling them, you don't give me the equipment. I don't want to run my business. No. They won't tell you to go on timeout, but hey, that's character. I know you're stressed, but character, that's like fundamental. And you're here listening to somebody telling you that. You're like, I don't want to hear it. So I'm going to give this about another minute or two and see if anybody has anything they'd like to say. This is more of a spontaneous live. We quickly went through some things, whether it's bad credit or good credit, and I didn't go into it in too much depth into like what are the exact quality. That's not for this video. I'm going to leave more information down below. There will also be a questionnaire form. I've created a lot of content on this in the past that's also more specific on qualifications and requirements from the T, from the very bottom. I actually released a video the other day on the 3 C's of capital, business credit, but also the value ladder, and starting from the bottom, putting your business together, the structure of it and everything, and then getting startup funding to not being a startup, and then getting higher tiers or being a startup and getting some form of a higher tier service. But watch that video. I'll try to link it to you guys down below. I spent a good amount of time, an hour's plus worth, I believe it is. Nothing like it, I think, on this platform, but a lot of people are attracted to those. Whenever I release like an EIN only or an SSN only, like blog post, or if it's a video or something like that, an email, of course it's going to attract a lot. Like, oh, dang, there has to be something here I can do, or oh my God, I got to do this. It's ridiculous. And if you're a first timer, I get it. But if you've been hearing it over and over, like I have someone right now, or I have a couple people I'll say in my email inbox, and I'm like, oh, yes. This isn't even past laughable. This past laughable serious. It's just more of a like, I'm trying my best. I'm really trying my best. And at a point, there's no way. You just guys have to realize that there's a way to fix things and get them ready for the next time. It might not be right away. You get a credit partner, 401k, IRA, equity crowdfunding, and a few of these other scenarios, but it's most difficult. Here's one person who just responded back Facebook Messenger. They tried getting, and I'm going to find out why they got declined. Why did they get declined for 5K or so in credit? Right here, it just came up on my notifications, Facebook Messenger. Decline. There's an example. Decline, decline, decline. I could go down my whole list, and I get a lot of people who come to me because of who I am, my loyalty, my personal and business reputation. See, I didn't just say business, I said personal reputation. And character is of immense to me. Value is one, but having the right characteristics, having the right attitude, having the right effort, not being cocky, not being disloyal, not being unaccountable, irresponsible. And there are a lot of people who, with their finances, it's a touchy subject. I get it. You might be in such a disposition or a place where, well, I don't even know. Like, I think I generate. No, I get you're not where you want to be financially. But if you're doing that now, I can only imagine. It's not, oh, once I get there, then I'll track my finances. Oh my God. Like, once I get there, I'm going to track my finances. Do you know how that sounds? You plan to run a multi-figure, six-figure business, and you're telling me you're going to finally start getting your you're going to just outsource that. Okay. But I found this on the web. You have to know what those numbers mean, how to translate those numbers, how to turn that money into even more money. And it was just like, so what I used to do all the time, this is what you guys can adopt if you haven't, every day. Like, I wouldn't make anything in the very beginning of my businesses. Even in my 9 to 5, where one of them I was not getting paid what I was worth. I should have been getting paid more. But hey, besides that, it's about value and more now that I've realized a lot more things. And so here, I could say, hey, I have only generated this X amount of money. I'm going to check my banking account every single day, even if it's just a little bit going in. That's micromanaging what's going in and what's going out. So it's preparing you for business. Am I wrong? If I'm seeing that I'm generating and I'm going to go give my wife my $500,000 credit card so she can go splurge on, which I don't do that, or I wouldn't allow that in the first place, or they wouldn't do that. I don't like that. And so why am I going to not keep track of what expenses I have in my personal? And I plan to have a business. And so whenever I have had to audit a business, whenever I've had to look at cash flow, bank statements, profit, all this stuff, I'm like, here's where they went wrong. Okay, now I've discovered more where the issue actually is. And I asked them why they know, or just I was just too busy, and I was like, okay, it happens. But so managing, like, how much money you put into account. I'm gonna have to go to the bank later today to make a deposit. I just had to change. This is a good example. I had to make a change in an account, and so it wasn't direct depositing. I had to create a new account, and I forgot to set up direct deposit. And it was okay. I had to move on. I was very busy that day, but I got a check in the mail, and I got to go deposit it and do all that. And lovely people in the bank. So I'm already thinking of, okay, what's going into that account? How much, even if it's not that much for that one, for another one it was, but for this one, okay, let's just say it was $700 max, $500 to $700 max, put 500 to make it even. Okay, so $500, I'm going to go and direct deposit into my account, or I'm going to go ahead and put it in, it's going to be in a check. So I got to go to the bank and do it this way. All right, so after I put those $500 in, how much will I have? What will I have in my checking? What will I have in my savings? Do I have other accounts? Where is this money going into? And how much money is going out that same day? Is this a direct impact of what I'm putting into the account? That money has to come out now. So you're not even in your business yet, but let's say you're getting money from other places. You're putting that money into that account. How much money is coming in versus what's going out? What's your cash flow? You don't have to say, but these are the things. And it's just, there's a lot of businesses out there that are low cash flowing and high cash flowing businesses. And I know which one's out there. I see it all the time. And I go, okay, well, if they would have worked on this tier of service, or if they would have worked on that product more, then they would have more cash flow. But they went away and they got so ecstatic about having so many contracts but they can't get funding for, or they can't service completely every single end of their term of contract or whenever that expires, that job. And so I see it all the time. And who else to get better information from than somebody who keeps track of their own finances and their own businesses, plural. And so make sure you guys keep track of it. Starts on your personal side. That's going to evolve into your business side. I know this doesn't sound attractive. I don't like being that. I'm not that guy really, but I have to give you guys some of this information because unless you hear it, you guys are just going to continuously keep watching those, like how to get a business loan up to 5 million. And it's like, I've created content like that and it sounds so attractive. And it's like, this is the muddy, lurky stuff that nobody wants to hear. Well, I submitted an application and then they didn't get approved. And I find out, well, because you had a recent late payment. But I was just trying to clear some debt. But if I had the money though, I would, like, I love all that. But like, what? We're not going to go anywhere with, how are you going to get funded? How am I supposed to get you from point A to point Z when you have to go through point B first to point C? Don't find any shortcuts. You got to go through the rest of the alphabet. Or you're at point X, but we have to go through point Y first. So you guys can see how more or less it can be somewhat exhausting from this end. Not that it tires me out really. Like I have built up so much of a shield in this that I know. And so I'm going to end it in about a minute or so. Even to this day, I have people in like my saying those things that I'm a scam. I'm not like that. And people don't really get to know who I am. And so they make these false accusations in the business side as well. Those people really never get to me. It's just like, there's another one. So all that said and done, guys, I know we kind of went off tangent from this document, but I want you guys to feel it. Like I want you guys to know it's there from me. And I think that the more you get to at least see or feel or sense it, however you interpret it, that you know that I do care about you. I really do. I care about your best interest at heart. I've never been somebody to pressure people. But it's time you guys got to get it together. Easier said than done? Maybe. But really, it can be. It's just we as human beings gravitate to what's the least amount of resistance, what causes the least amount of friction, which we should be working towards, but that's over time. You're going to seek what's the least amount of effort to generate the highest gain. Now, you got to go through point B and C first. If you want to get point D, no, that's not happening. You got to go through point B and C first, final. I want phone calls with you. I want this and that. I'm not giving everybody the time and day of a phone call. And not because I don't care. It's because I have different ways of doing this. Once you learn them a little bit more, you're going to be like, oh, okay. I see the way he did it. It makes sense why he did it that way. See, I want you guys to go away from everything you guys know about going to the bank, calling somebody at the bank. I'm not going to just pick up phone calls. I'm just going to set up phone call appointments and just do that out of the blue or an initial way. It can evolve into that. But I think that's where I want to leave it. All information will be in the description. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in like always. I didn't want to make it too long. I know we said 20 minutes, 28 minutes going in. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Well, I didn't say this, did I? You can go ahead and do so. And then click that bell notification icon so you don't miss any future content. If you did get value from it, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with others who you feel will find value from it. And all the best to your business. And I'll be reaching out to those of you who filled out my questionnaire emails. I'll be getting to accordingly. I have quite a bit to catch up on for the remainder of the week. You might not see me posting too much video content, more or less, but that's not actually the stuff that's getting in the way of me doing that. I have a very good calendar and schedule on what I do. All right, everybody. Appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Take care.